Today, I'd like to just share some appreciation of engaging with life as it is. That's my topic, I think. Some things came up this afternoon and I wasn't able to work on the Dharma talk. We recording? Okay. I wasn't able to work on the Dharma talk until a little bit later in the day. So I did what I like to do, which is just feel my way into some teachings that are resonant and alive for me, and just share appreciation of that. So I'm going to do that. Engaging with life as it is. What is life as it is? We have a koan. It's in the Blue Cliff record. Koans are kind of teaching stories in Zen. They usually present an exchange between two people that kind of is impossible to figure out what they're saying with the intellectual mind. Presents a kind of question, quizzical question. But if you reflect on it with your intuitive mind, then you can have a shift in your understanding, yourself. So that's what these koans do. So in this koan, the emperor of China was actually engaging with the national teacher, the national Buddhist teacher. Emperor Suzong asked the national teacher, Hui Cheng, after you die, what will you need? The national teacher said, build me a seamless monument. The emperor said, tell me, master, what would that monument look like? The national teacher was silent for a long time. Then he asked, do you understand? The emperor said, I don't understand. The national teacher said, I have a disciple to whom I've transmitted the teaching, who is well versed in this matter. Please summon him and ask him about it. So when the national teacher passed on, I'm not sure how long after that it was, the emperor summoned Tan Yuan and asked him what the meaning of this was. And the disciple said, south of Shang, north of Tan, in between there is gold sufficient to a nation. Beneath the shadowless tree, the community ferry boat. Within the crystal palace, there is no one who knows. It's a nice poetic appreciation of this seamless monument, right? He uses some words with the national teacher. He didn't say any words. He just manifested the seamless monument. Now, what is a seam? We can look at it as actually something that separates two things, right? Like a crack is a seam, so there's a separation. But it's also something that connects two things, right? Like a seam, a stitch. It can be a seam that's connecting two things. So the seamless monument means what? No separation, no connection. No two things, people, ideas, to even be connected or separated. This is the legacy that the teacher would like to leave. But how do we discover this seamlessness? Because this is at the heart of our Zen practice, this seamlessness. I said earlier, somebody boiled it down to desire and duality. So here's the duality part of it, the seam. I heard tell in a Dharma talk, and I've kind of noticed myself since hearing it, this observation that when you walk into a room, what we kind of automatically do is there's a scanning of the environment, right? Think of walking into a room that you've never been in before. Say it's filled with people, maybe it's a party or a public event. And the human system is sort of designed to scan. What's it scanning for? Well, it's scanning for threats, and it's scanning for sources of pleasure, right? It's kind of what we're driven by, is fear, pain, pleasure, you could say, at a very base reptilian level. And if you watch yourself, you might notice, like stepping into a unfamiliar place, your mind goes towards things that might represent a threat to you. Say it's a person who might seem a little scary to you or intimidating, perhaps, if not physically, disturbing to you in some way. And then it's going to go towards the things that are attractive to you. It could be a person, it could be a fashion that they're wearing, or it could be beautiful art on the wall. Right? We're going to get pulled towards those things. And for a period of time, our entire experience of the environment might actually be controlled by those, you could say, drives. Right? So we've made these discernments, but the drives inside, the fear and the desire and the attraction, keep us really focused on not the unity of what's happening, but the differences. And we really engage the differences and kind of live in that. So the seamless monument is to see and be with life as it is. Where the difference between me and you, between this and that, between now and then, is part of the one unity. There's no need to move from one to the other. There's no need to prioritize one over the other. No need to put energy into the difference itself. The word koan can be translated as making that which is uneven, even. So it gets at this fundamental unity of reality. The absolute is one word we have for it. So where Zazen is just being with life as it is, without any need to change it or grasp after it or think about it, figure it out, plan. Just to be right now, in this moment, with your body and your mind as it is, with your life as it is. There's a few passages from the Genjo koan. This is Dogen Zenji's great short teaching. So I want to get a little bit at this, how we engage with life as it is, okay? Because it isn't passive. That's what I want to get at. We can enter into this experience, you could say, of life as it is, and then become very passive in that. And we can lose the sense of curiosity, the sense of discernment, because we're actually we still want to discern differences. They're beautiful. Beauty. What is it? Variety is the spice of life. The differences between me and you is, where the richness of life unfolds. As long as we don't make, something of those differences, bringing our preferences to bear. Really allowing those differences to be completely present. You are absolutely you, and I am absolutely me. A Trump supporter is perfectly and absolutely a Trump supporter. And a Biden supporter is perfectly and absolutely a Biden supporter. And a Martian is perfectly and absolutely a Martian. Can we let everyone be perfectly and absolutely as they are? And also appreciate the kind of beauty and wonder of the difference. So this is a really interesting passage from the Genjo koan. This takes some reflection. When the truth does not fill our body and mind, we think that we have enough. When the truth fills our body and mind, we realize that something is missing. That might sound a little counterintuitive. When the truth doesn't fill our body and mind, we think that we have enough. When the truth fills our body and mind, we realize that something is missing. This to me is one of these very deep and mysterious kind of teachings here. And I'm going to share my understanding of it, but I'm not sure exactly whether I've got it fully. I'll say that, because Dogen is really deep. When the truth doesn't fill our body and mind, we think that we have enough. When the truth fills our body and mind, we realize that something is missing. So we think that we have enough. We think that we have enough. Now, in Buddhism, we talk about the sense of not enoughness being at the heart of our suffering. Right? I don't think that's what Dogen's talking about here. I think that he's saying when the truth doesn't fill our body and mind, we think that we've sort of understand everything. We think we've got it all. We think we see clearly. We think we understand. But when we are infused with the truth of reality, then we realize that there's something missing, that we don't have it all, we don't understand everything. So we shouldn't think because everything is seamless, everything is one. Oh, there we go. It's all good. No. There's something missing. What's it? There's always something missing, perhaps. Always something missing. For example, when we view the four dimensions from a boat on the ocean, where no land is in sight, we see only a circle and nothing else. Right? Has anybody ever been out on the ocean where there's no land in sight? Yeah? Okay. I mean, it's pretty disorienting, right? Just in the middle of water. No other aspects are apparent. However, This ocean is neither round nor square, and its qualities are infinite in variety. So to us, it looks like the circle because that's the way our perception works. We're at the center of our perception. But actually, the qualities of this vastness that we're embedded in are absolutely infinite in variety, right? Every little wavelet, every little sparkle, every little microclimate. It's like a palace, it's like a jewel. It just seems circular as far as our eyes can reach at the time. The 10,000 dharmas are likewise like this. Although ordinary life and enlightened life assume many aspects, we only recognize and understand through practice what the penetrating power of our vision can reach. In order to appreciate the 10,000 dharmas, we should know that although they may look round or square, the other qualities of oceans and mountains are infinite in variety. Furthermore, other universes lie in all quarters. So to me, this speaks to a quality of humility, a quality of recognizing the fundamental mystery of this universe. Recognizing that it's only from our perspective, which we momentarily fix into a place of understanding, into a place of identification, into a place of orientation and control. It's only from that place that things appear to be sort of understandable, comprehensible. Always, I mean, it's impossible to hold all the perspectives and all the diversity. Life as it is. Endlessly, infinitely, various and changing and fluid. This infinite variety is one with the unity. Our practice is to cease engaging with the energy of preference and the energy of control. There's a final account that Dogen says right at the end of the Genjo koan, which has always resonated with me. And it speaks to me to this quality of engaging with life as it is, and it is seamless, and it is infinitely various. Dogen speaks of priest Ma Kushan. He's fanning himself. This fellow is very awake. And a monk approached him and asked, "Sir, the nature of the wind is permanent, and there is no place it does not reach. Why then must you still fan yourself?" He replied, "Although you understand that the nature of the wind is permanent, you don't understand the meaning of its reaching everywhere." "What is the meaning of its reaching everywhere?" asked the monk. The master just fanned himself. And the monk bowed with deep respect. This is the enlightened experience of Buddha Dharma and the vital way of its correct transmission. Those who say we should not use a fan because wind is permanent And so we should know the existence of wind without using a fan, know neither permanency nor the nature of wind. So it is, well, let's see. The question he asks, right? Why are you fanning yourself? The nature of wind is permanent and it reaches everywhere. So, what's he's asking? He's like, well, everything possesses Buddha nature. He's saying, everything is unitary. Everything is seamless, right? That's what we're taught. Non-dual. Everything is one. So why do you have to push it? You could say, why do you have to practice it, right? Why do you have to, if it pervades everywhere, why do you have to do anything? Okay. So his response is the same response that the national teacher gives to the emperor. He just stays silent, right? And he just keeps doing it. And basically says the same, like, do you understand? He says, so you do understand that the nature of the wind is permanent. So you do understand that everything is one, that the absolute is the absolute. But you don't understand what's the meaning of it reaching everywhere. How does this unified nature, this Buddha nature that is present in and as all of us, how does it pervade everywhere? Through the functioning of sentient and insentient beings. Beings being beings. Life as it is. The wind isn't separate from life pervades as life by living. So we can't, establish some sort of position outside of our lives. And this is something of an occupational hazard for meditators, to find this place outside of our lives where things are calm and peaceful and not edgy and not challenging. And we can feel sort of comfortably one with our environment. It is a risk to practice in this way. But it's really important not to do that. To realize that the nature that you are aspiring to awaken to is engaged and conscious and aware and responsive. Intimately responsive. When you're cold, when you're hot, these days, fan those who need it. So we can all do this, make the uneven even by meeting all of the phenomena of our lives, other people, other beings, situations, the feelings that arise within ourselves. Meeting those with great respect and appreciation horizons. Without separating ourselves from them or pushing them away or trying to control them, just to meet them responsibly in our lives. Okay. Well, I hope this was interesting, maybe inspiring for you. Thank you.